So welcome to a special feature on Odd Man Rush. Alex Thomas is one of the driving forces behind the Oilers rig, and surprise, surprise, he's not from Edmonton. He is all the way from Boston, and we wanted to take advantage of the fact that he's actually in our city to be able to get to know him a little bit better. So thanks so much for spending time with us today. It's been really great to meet you after a million article reads and online chats, things like that. You don't always get to know the people that you're communicating with online, so it's really fun for me to be in the same place.
It's cool for me to finally be here after years of saying I'm gonna try and do it, and then it never works out, and then finally it does, and it's just cool to be. It's exciting to finally be here.
That's awesome.
And meet everybody. Actually, there's a ton of people here that you finally get to put names to Twitter handles.
So you just got into Edmonton today. What have you done so far? Have you seen anything of the city?
The snow that followed me from Boston, and the airport, which is a lot more organized and nicer than Logan. No offense, Boston, but I can actually find my way through it. It was nice. I didn't need the map, but no, I mean this is really my first stop. We just flew in from Boston to Minnesota, then here. So my first stop. We'll check into the hotel, and then it's off to finally see the new building.
That's really exciting. So what are you most looking forward to doing over your stay here?
Outside of meeting the people, it's to finally get to some games at home. I think that's going to be really cool to walk into the building for the first time and see like an actual Oilers home game where I'm not the only one in a jersey somewhere in the middle of a TD Garden in Boston. That'll be cool. I'm looking forward to that.
My brothers always liked the other way around where they got to go to different arenas and be the only person in an Oilers jersey. I have to say, it's nice. It is nice to be surrounded by the sea of orange and blue, though. So for those of us who may not have watched the full Odd Man Rush video yet, can you tell us a bit about how you ended up being an Oilers fan?
It was early 2000s when the Oilers were decent. They weren't terrible, that they weren't very good, and they were in Boston. I want to say it was like a Monday afternoon game in October, and they got blown out. Should have been a warning sign, but I saw a bunch of the old third jerseys walking around. I thought, oh, those are pretty cool. So I asked for one for Christmas, got one, and slowly Ryan Smith became my favorite player, and it just kind of went from there, and 06 kind of sealed the deal, and ever since then it's been kind of painful, but stuck with it.
Hopefully it's feeling a little bit better this year.
I would say it has.
Yeah, that's excellent. So how did you first get involved with the Oilers rig?
I went to college for communication and sports journalism, and one of the things that they kind of pushed us to do was start a blog, and I had no real idea what I wanted to do for a blog, and I want to say it was the summer of 2013. I decided, hey, I'm just going to start writing hockey. I like to do it. I like to watch the Oilers. Might as well just try it, see what happens. Threw together a free blog on WordPress, and credit to Low Tide who helped me set the thing up, and it kind of just went from there. And then slowly but surely people joined up, and it's become what it is now.
That's awesome. What do you have any advice for people who would want to follow that path or do the same thing?
I think you just got to do it. If you want to do it and you enjoy it, I think you've just got to do it because you don't know what's going to... I mean, I never anticipated like this. I never thought anything like that would come from it. Thought I would just write. But obviously that was taken a step further and was podcasts, and then we redid the website, and now it ends up with things like this. We have a ton of people writing for it, and it's cool to see where it's come from. But you just got to go for it. You just got to try it and see what happens. You never know what's going to happen with something like that.
I would agree with that. I have had some of the best experiences of my life just starting to do something, even when I was not 100% sure I was ready for that. So can you tell us a little bit about maybe like a defining memory of hockey for you? Hockey's clearly one of the biggest interests in your life, I would assume.
I mean, I think the moment with the 2006 run kind of really won me over. I mean, I'd always been a casual hockey fan. I was pretty young. I think I was 12. I want to say during the 06 run. So that's really when I was able to kind of figure out like the ups and downs of it. So for me, the defining moment for me as like a hockey fan, like the big moment was probably that 06 run. It really helped me fall in love even more with the game and with the team, obviously.
Yeah, well, how could you not?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We're filming near the center of Edmonton right now, and my parents live very close. And during the infamous 2006 run, I just remember our neighborhood was always completely alive. Like it was just, I've never seen anything like that since, and I cannot wait for that to come back. Other than hockey, have you played hockey yourself?
Interestingly enough, no. Even though I announced it to junior level in Massachusetts and have worked in the AHL before, I've never played. Even though my father runs an ice rink, I've never played. Yeah.
Do you have any interest in playing?
I've always thought
Never too
about
late
it.
to try.
Yeah, no, it is. It isn't never too late. You're right. I probably will at some point.
That's exciting. I really look forward to that. I hope you invite us to watch or
I'll have to
participate.
really work on the skating first, but once it gets to an acceptable level.
That's fair enough. You could try it out while you're here. There's a great community rink in Rogers Place that you
Okay.
can even
Well,
go
maybe
check
I'll
out.
have to.
I think you should. Other than hockey, though, what else do you spend your time doing? What else are you really passionate about?
Other than the writing thing, I spend a lot of time mostly with career stuff, which is all sorts of different sports and announcing and some travel involved in that throughout the state of Massachusetts. So for me, it's mostly career stuff. So it's a lot of time spent at Division III, NCAA, collegiate soccer fields and baseball fields and stuff like that. But yeah, it's mostly spent in old rinks and stadiums.
That's wonderful, though. Is there anywhere you'd recommend anyone from Edmonton go check out if they happen to be in that area?
You have to go to Fenway if you're in that area. You have to do the touristy stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're in that area, just get a chance to walk around older Boston, like the North End and places like that, and just see the city for what it is. The sports stuff's always there. At every corner, there's somebody wearing a... You'll be reminded you're in Boston at every single corner with either a photo of Tom Brady's face or some sort of Bruins, Celtics, or Red Sox thing.
Fair enough. I have not yet made it to Boston, but it's definitely on the list of places I'd like to check out.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city.
And my brother went to school in Massachusetts, actually. He played hockey at Amherst. So I got to visit the state, but have not really gotten to explore the area too much.
Yeah, we kind of have Western Mass. It's its own little separate state, if you will.
I have heard that.
Amherst is kind of the line for us, I think.
That's fair enough. So who are some idols of yours in terms of sports writing or even just the sports itself, I guess?
In terms of journalism, I think the biggest... writing-wise, it's tough. I've never really followed one particular writer. I kind of read everything that's available. But for me, announcing-wise, I would say Gord Miller and Chris Cuthbert from TSN are the two that I kind of not really grew up on because you don't really get them in the States. But with the Center Ice package, able to see them, I think they're the two that, style-wise, I think most likely represent, if you will.
That's great. And is there anything else that you'd like to share with us we haven't gotten a chance to touch on?
Not really. Other than the Oilers League stuff, it's pretty much all the sports stuff. I'm happy to be here and finally get to a couple games, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I had a blast filming all this stuff. So, but other than that, no, I think it's pretty much all out there.
Well, I'm really happy that you're here. I hope that your presence here gives us some great luck tonight.
I hope so, too.
Over the games that you get to go to.
I hope so. Hoping for 4 points here while I'm in town.
We'll cross our fingers for that. This is Alex Thomas again. I'm Kaylin Flanagan, and thanks for watching Our Little Future.